Fest Mexico 2017. They are
Dead Souls.
Dead Souls. ¿Tu nombre?
My name is Eric.
I'm Dyke.
Ok. Bueno, ¿cuánto tiempo llevan con su proyecto? How long have you been playing music?
2 years. We started like 2 years and 2 months ago. We used to play together in a hardcore punk band, like centuries ago, like funky just years. And
16 years ago.
Yeah, like 16 years. No,
17 years. Oh my
ago.
God, you have been so long in music.
Yeah, then we played. He continued with the music. I started with my wrestling career and doing my stuff, with bikes and stuff.
So do you wrestler?
Oh yeah.
Where? What's your name there? Why?
What's my name?
Well,
My name is...
okay, never mind about that.
Later, you will know. When I unmask, you will know.
No.
So, I stopped talking to him for many years because he was an arsehole.
Okay.
He was married.
It was your fault
He
then.
was married with a bitch, so whatever.
You see? You ruined everything.
Then I saw him like 4 years ago, and we started to be in contact again, you know. And 2 years ago, I went to his tattoo studio with my
do you
my
tattoo?
nephew. So,
I need new tattoos.
So being there, I was like, dude, we should do something again with the music. And he was like, yeah, I discovered this thing. Turns out it was EBM and electronic stuff. So it was like, oh yeah, I haven't told you that since day one, because back in the day, he didn't like anything electronic. He was just punk and, you know, well, not
we
punk,
can see
punk.
that.
So I had some lyrics with no music. He had some music without lyrics.
So you
We blend all of them, and I think probably 3 weeks later, we were playing at El Under. 3 weeks later. So, yeah, when you bond with somebody in the music industry, it's very complicated, you know. So when you have that, you must create. So right now it's like something fantastic because he's in charge of the music, I'm in charge of the lyrics. It's fantastic.
Oh, that's great. So, well, it seems that you like a lot punk. What are your favorite bands?
My favorite bands, Exploited, GBH. I was...
He played with...
You play with.
I was playing with Massacre 68.
Really? Oh, awesome.
I.
Desviados. Many punk bands. One day I decided to make electronic music.
It was easier, simpler, you know. When you made electronic music, you could even be just one.
Yeah.
But turns out it's just the two of us. We don't have to deal with egos. We don't have to deal with somebody getting drunk on a rehearsal.
Yeah.
We don't have to deal with, wait for me, I am playing Tomb Raider, wait. You know, no. If you need to rehearsal, you rehearsal. Yeah. But it's fantastic, just 2 guys, well, 3. The synthesizer,
And where is
this guy.
Okay.
Yeah, Oxygen. He's now in the band, he's sleeping.
Okay, let him hear.
Oxy.
Oxy, okay. Well,
The Misfits. Don't you
The
like the
Misfits.
Misfits?
I like the Misfits. I really like the Misfits.
okay, we have seen that. Can you tell which are your musical influences?
You first. No, well, that depends, you know, because electronic, like EBM, musical influences, for me, will be first of all, Front 242. I mean, the guys created the term EBM, so
Yeah, by the way.
Front 242 will be the first.
For me, Combi Christ.
Oh, so you will see them.
BLV Nation?
Beauty Nation.
No.
And one.
No, for me, no, Comic Rights. Well, my favorite band, but most influential. Well, you started listening to EVM like 2 years ago. But for me, Front 42, Nitzerev,
Oh, Nitzerev.
Coupe Fabrique, Container 90, you know, very
Yeah.
more modern Funkerbox. They are like,
Yeah,
whoa!
Funkerbox. Yeah.
The ministry.
The ministry
So
was
you
really,
like those?
really well. In the beginning, they were electronic, but very. So, I don't know.
So how many times have you played in Mexico?
A lot.
Yeah? Do you play here very often?
Last time was last year.
Last year, have you
December, I
played?
think, in London, but then we have to, contract things and stuff. So when you receive the invitation from Orus, you cannot play somewhere else because it will be very unfair for people, you know, paying a ticket here, and they could watch you 2 weeks ago in a free place. So that is why we didn't play the whole year.
Oh, you are so great. Yeah. Well, and what do you think about the Orus Fest?
Orus Fest is fantastic. I mean, just take a look at the bands today. You know, 1 year ago, 2 years, 3 years since day one. The organization is very, very like real. You know, it's not like when you are dealing with other kind of music that the guy paying or the organization and stuff are here, but the bands are here. You're
Yeah.
never in touch with them. You are like here. I mean, it may sound funny, but
You are close to
the
them.
boss, he was the one telling me, "Hey, you have 5 minutes to go on stage." You know, he didn't send anyone from the staff or whatever. The same guy who is organizing all this was telling me, "Hey, you need to go on stage in 5 minutes." So I love it. I love the bands. 2 years ago, I had a chance to help them with the translations and stuff. Centrum was there, and that was fantastic.
We love the Orus Fest organization.
Okay.
We love it.
So can you tell me, is it difficult for you to record or find a label?
Come again?
Is it difficult to record or to find a label?
Oh no. No, we have our own independent label.
And is it called?
Farhead Productions. Or it used to be Dead Souls Production, but there are some guys with the Dead Souls name organizing events and stuff, so we decided to cut it off. His last name is Farhead, and he's in charge of all the video and stuff, and the recordings and blah blah blah. So that's why.
It's a audio and video producer.
Yeah, it's like this little company of two.
Oh, that's great.
Audio and video.
Yeah, so
Oh, perfect.
our music, the things you can find on Spotify or Google Music, or very soon our physical disc, we record all of those in his studio. So we don't have any kind of problem dealing with that.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Aye.
Well, thank you so much. That's all. Your name?
My name is Eric Farhead.
And
I'm Dyke McRae.
okay,
Yeah,
thank
but you can call me Carl Rocco.
See you.
Okay, thanks. Esto es el Orus Fest México 2017 y estamos aquí con un jovencito cambiándose la playera. Sí, estamos con
Bulbo Project.
Bulbo Project. ¿Tu nombre es?
Yo soy Tom Chaos y soy el que grita.
El que grita.
Soy el señor Freak, el que hace ruido.
Ok, muy bien. ¿Nos pueden platicar cuánto tiempo tienen con su proyecto musical?
Ok, la banda nació en Mérida, Yucatán. Nació hace 4 años. Pues ya sabes, un par de locos queriendo hacer algo diferente en la península, porque vivíamos allá. Entonces, el proyecto nace en Mérida y hace 3 años que andamos como yendo y viniendo de Mérida a Ciudad de México a tocar. Y ya tenemos 1 año exactito. ¡Corre el hombre lobo! ¡Ah!
Ok. a ver, ¿y cómo es que decidieron, cómo se conocieron y cómo es que decidieron juntarse para hacer este tipo de música?
Nos conocimos en Mérida.
En Mérida, sí.
Él tocaba en una banda que se llama I and I. Después yo me integré con ellos. Posteriormente empezamos como que a coincidir en gustos musicales, Tom y yo. Por la cuestión de que en la otra banda no se podía componer, decidimos armar nuestro proyecto clandestinamente y posteriormente, ya que estaba bien armado, decidimos
resumidamente así fue. Sí,
¿Sí?
pero esto nos conocemos hace como 14 años y desde entonces estamos tocando juntos.
Ah.
Entonces, pues sí, la relación ha estado chida y pues el ruido ha salido bonito, afortunadamente.
Exactamente. ¿Ustedes qué escuchaban cuando eran pequeños?
a Cricri.
Además de Cricri.
Mi papá ponía mucho a 10 Years After. Yo creo que por eso, por ahí. Y ya después me gustó mucho el New Bauten, ¿no? Entonces,
Ya.
Efectivamente, mis papás eran como que hippies, pero no se drogaban. A Janis Joplin, a Tool, a Pink Floyd, a los Rolling, ¿no? Ya posteriormente yo, solo ya, con mis gustos musicales, pues bandas nacionales, ¿no? La Castañeda, la Cuca, la Lupita, o sea, todas esas bandas para nosotros es una influencia enorme, ¿no? Que no copiamos su rollo, pero pues para nosotros sí nos influenció para llegar a hacer esta
Muy bien. Y me gustaría que nos platicaran cuál es su proceso creativo, cómo es que componen, qué hacen, en qué se inspiran.
muchas veces a la hora de componer no estamos juntos.
Por
Frick,
separado.
el señor Frick trabaja todo lo que son, toda la música, él hace toda la música. Y ya que la tiene, me la manda. Porque luego estoy en Mérida, o luego él está en Huatulco, o estamos así como de vaguitos. Y donde andemos, pues nos mandamos cada quien lo que hace. Si él ya tiene completa la canción, me la manda. Y entonces ya la tengo yo, y yo le pongo la música, hago toda la rítmica para la voz y todo eso. La grabo y se la mando. Y ya, ya nos ponemos de acuerdo y así como que ensayamos vía Skype a veces y venimos a dar este tremendo show.
O sea que entonces no están juntos, ok, eso es interesante
De repente,
saber.
sí, muchas veces no estamos juntos y
Es la ventaja de trabajar con alguien que ya tiene bien definido su estilo, ¿no? Y que sabes cómo la otra persona trabaja y compone.
Exacto.
Y pues, lógicamente, pues eso se junta nada más y sale algo
se armoniza.
Ah,
Se armoniza.
En nuestro caso se desarmoniza.
¿Nos pueden decir cuántos discos tienen?
Grabamos un disco, es un EP, lo grabamos en Mérida y lo grabamos con el difunto ingeniero de sonido León Granados, una persona muy importante para el rock nacional.
Claro.
Este disco lo grabamos allá en Mérida y se agotó. La primera vez que llegamos allá al DF, afortunadamente voló. Entonces, ahorita estamos en proceso de grabación, ya está la mayoría del disco. Tenemos invitados a Poncho Figueroa de Santa Sabina a tocar el bajo de la canción, a Jaime Chávez, el guitarrista del Clan, a también tocar la canción. Y varios, como somos dos nada más, tenemos que de repente apoyarnos de más gente. Y algunos guitarristas también que han colaborado con nosotros para poder dar el disco.
Pero todavía no se han ganado el nombre ni el disco.
Okay.
Sí, el ingeniero con el que estamos trabajando también es músico y ahorita anda de gira. Regresa a finales de diciembre y yo creo ya en enero ya nos ponemos a trabajar otra vez. Ya nada más es cosa de mezclar algunas cosas. Esperemos ahora sí, como dice la canción, para abril o para mayo. Ya tenemos el disco.
Perfecto, entonces el siguiente año ya traen
Ya
disco.
hay disco, se
Qué
llama
bueno.
Corre mientras puedas y viene así bien mugroso.
Sí, entonces lo van a estar presentando aquí en el DF.
Sí, lo vamos a estar presentando aquí en el DF, es la tirada. Y andamos buscando también la manera pues, de poder salir, ¿no? Pues,
Claro.
así como salimos de Mérida y logramos llegar aquí al Orus Fest, pues nos gustaría pues, hacer cosas más grandes.
¿Es la primera vez que participan en un festival así?
En el Orus sí, es la primera vez. Pero ya hemos participado en festivales grandes,
Sí.
en el Artec Fest, hemos hecho televisión, tocamos en el Lunario.
Ay, qué padre.
Tocamos en el Lunario, en el aniversario del Clan, eso estuvo muy chida. Y como somos tatuadores también, de repente en las expos de tatuajes en algunos estados, pues nos presentamos también, ¿no? Entonces, si andamos de vagos, afortunadamente a la gente le ha entrado bien el pedo del bulbo.
Y si no, pues al menos dicen, pinches güeyes tocan bien culero.
Ya nos oyeron.
Pero
pasado, ah, ok.
Pasado ahí,
Muy bien.
nos dieron un premiecito.
Ah, muy bien, pues bien
Y
merecido.
tocamos, estuvo bien padre, sí.
Ay, qué bueno, pues. Muchísimas gracias. ¿Algo que le quieran decir a la fanaticada?
Pues que estén pendientes, el Bulbo Project está haciendo un montón de ruido y pues nos pueden contactar en las redes sociales, en Facebook, en SoundCloud, en el YouTube también, ahí están, ponen Bulbo Project y ahí aparece toda la machaca.
Ok. Muchas gracias.
Al contrario, gracias a
Hasta
ti.
luego.
The devil is female.
Hello, this is the Orus Fest Mexico 2017, and here we are with Marvellous. Okay, can you tell us something about your project, Reaper?
Yes, Reaper is one of four of my bands. I have 4 bands at the moment.
Yeah, by the way.
It's more like a fun project. At the moment I'm alone on stage. In the past I had musicians and a big show. Now it's more like a instrumental DJ mixed live show. And I'm preparing a new album for next year, and it will change again. So new show, new concept, change every now and then, because it's just a fun project for me to test things out. And yeah, that's it.
So, well, I would like to find out more about yourself. I mean, because I was looking for information on the internet and there is not so much.
Yeah.
I would like to know about what sort of music do you used to listen when you were a child?
Oh,
What?
the thing is, I grew up in Greece.
In
Yes,
Greece?
yeah.
Oh!
So I listen to Greek music,
Oh.
traditional Greek music with bouzouki and Oriental style. And my mother and my father would listen to Boney M and ABBA and all these bands of this style. So I listen to this kind of music.
Oh, that's great. So, what are your musical influences?
Okay, later on, all the techno and trance stuff, because when I was very young, the whole techno and trance thing grew up. So techno house, trance music is my influence,
Yeah.
and a lot of Italo disco, 80s electronic music. Yeah.
Like which bands?
Like Koto,
Toto! Africa!
many other bands, and yeah, then the Eurodance 90s stuff, like all those Culture Beat and Hathaway and all of them. Yeah, so every decade had its special kind of music, and I mixed up all the influences.
Oh, that's great. How have you decided to play music, to make it?
I was playing music since I was 16,
Yeah.
very young. At first I played guitar, because in Greece you have to play bouzouki, it's a special instrument from Greece. And then I learned guitar. But as a guitar player you can't do your own songs. I mean, you can write songs but not produce them, so I bought synthesizers and did everything as a hobby. But then I liked it more and more and more, and decided to stop working and take the risk to do music. And it's of course hard to make a living and make enough money from music, but it's okay. You have to settle down your life, nothing expensive, no cars, little apartments, and then you can do everything.
Yeah. Is it difficult, or I mean, was it difficult to find a label or to record for the first time?
In the early 90s it was difficult, but around 1994, 95,
Sorry.
I'm on labels since more than 20 years, so if you start being on labels and you have some successful music, it's not that hard anymore, but to start was very hard.
Okay. So, would you like to say something to the fans?
The fans, of course, I'm here for the third time. I've been here 2007, 2013, and now. And we all other bands I know here from Europe, they love to be here because the people are so enthusiastic, much more than anywhere else. Okay, maybe Peru, Argentina, Brazil is almost the same
Yeah.
enthusiasm, but it's really, you can't compare it to the European audience. The European audience is great too, of course, but to play so far away from home, different culture, see all the the city, the country is just amazing. The combination of everything is, and the food, of course.
Ah, do you like Mexican food? What have you tried? A taste.
I don't know because
Okay, you just have
the
eaten.
promoter just ordered lots of stuff, so we tried from everything, but I can't name it. So I just asked to bring some specialities, and we had the whole table full. I don't know, but everything was delicious.
Okay, thank you so much. Hello, this is the Orus Fest Mexico 2017, and here we are with
Das ich, Stefan
Das ich.
Ackermann.
Ja, willkommen aus Mexico. Tell us how. Is this your first time for the Orus Fest or no?
For Orus Fest, it's the second time in Mexico. We were the first time here, 97.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
so-
great.
Yeah.
And what time have you said you're going to play?
7:50,
Oh,
and we are ready at 8:50.
oh,
I
perfect.
hope so, I don't know.
Okay. Well, can you share with your fans about the music? When have you started with music?
1987.
Oh my God, you have a good memory.
1989, the first song for Das Ich.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was Gottes Tod, the first song.
yeah. I
Second song
find
was Keinen Abel.
okay. I find very unique your music. I mean, I have never heard any of your songs similar. I think that each song is a unique masterpiece for me.
Of course.
Yeah, but what are your influences for that? I mean, what is your creative process?
Mainly, it's the life who's telling us the stories. For Bruno, I can't speak. You have asked himself.
Okay.
And for me, it's just looking around, see things, and get an idea of everything, and just trying to explain in my lyrics.
Okay. Do you remember what you used to listen to when you were a child?
My first LP I was buying was Behind the Green Door from Shakin' Stevens.
Okay.
Yeah, I was young.
Yeah.
I didn't hear about Gothic music in this time.
No?
No.
Then
I
how-
was 13 or something like this.
Yeah.
Maybe 12.
And how have you started to listen to this music?
It started in Bayreuth, in the city where I met Bruno, 87. A little bit before, I was in Kulmbach, a little city, and I was beginning as punk, dancing in a circle, make pogo dancing.
Okay.
Yeah, that was the beginning.
Okay.
And of course, Bauhaus, Susie and the Benjis, all these bands, yeah.
Oh, that's great. And
I'm
no?
167.
okay. So in the beginning, was it difficult to find? To record and then find a label, and then to broadcast to the world?
Of course.
Yes.
But this question is better for Bruno because he's the businessman and he can explain this much better than me.
Yeah.
Everyone we made an offer said no. In this time. No way.
Oh.
So we did it on our own, but Bruno will explain this better.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Well, have you arrived since the beginning of the fest, or are you arriving now?
We arrived 2 days before.
Oh, well, yeah.
Yesterday we had sound check, and after that, no, before. Before we was on this boat trip on the river. Great, second time. Yeah. That's it.
Oh,
I try, or maybe it's possible to visit tomorrow once more again the Sun and the Moon Temple, because I was there already in 97 with the lovely woman of the organizer from this time. I don't remember the name, I'm sorry. My brain is broken.
don't worry.
Yeah, you have a nice. You can say this easy. For me, it's very hard because it hurts.
Don't worry, you are wonderful. Well, thank you so much for this.
Enjoy the show and
yeah.
keep going. And
Yeah.
sorry for the earthquake and all the people who was hurt by the earthquake or was dying by the earthquake, but I can't do something against. I can't help. I could if I could, but it's impossible.
No, it's okay. It's okay. Dankeschön.
You're welcome. Bitteschön. One picture, please.
Now you think you know about the ugly side of life, but you don't.
Hello, this is Orus Fest Mexico City 2017. We are in Uta Radio, and he is
Rex Arcana,
okay from the band.
FGFC 820.
Okay, first, why that name of the band? Where it comes from, or how?
It's a really long story, but we don't tell people exactly what it means. People have been asking for, the whole time that the band has been around, what does it stand for?
Yeah.
But we don't, es un secreto.
Oh, okay.
We don't tell, so people sort of try to imagine maybe what FGFC stand for. And they think, es posible que significa por Dios, para país. For God, for country.
Nope. Oh.
This is not really what it means, but it's better than what it actually means. So, funciona.
Okay. Well, can you tell us how long have you been in music?
Well, I started out as a DJ. I actually spent many years on the business side of music before I became an artist myself. I started out as a DJ, and then for many years I did radio promotions for college radio and for commercial radio. I had many zines in the 80s and the 90s. I had many magazines and zines that I did, and then it was sort of weird the way it happened, because again, the first project I had was Bruderschaft, and when my father got sick, I wrote it wasn't a song, it was just sort of, I just wrote how I was feeling, and some people saw it and they said, you should make this a song, and one thing led to another, and then Bruderschaft was born, and then that was really my first project, my first musical project, where I was,
Your first
sort of on that side of it, yeah, and that was in 2003.
Yeah. Do you remember what was the music you used to listen during your childhood?
Oh yeah, for sure. I grew up listening to disco.
Oh, disco.
Because I'm very old. So I grew up listening to disco, which if you think about, like the early EBM or even New Wave, is really not so far from disco. It's quantized, syncopated dance beats, largely made, with electronic keyboards and computers. So, so I decided to try to find music that reminded me of that, and somehow I found industrial and simple.
Okay. About the songs, the lyrics, what are your influences? What do you think when you are creating your music?
I usually, so sometimes I will come up with not exactly entire versos, but like I will come up with maybe one frase or a couple of words that I know I want to use, or una idea, and then from this idea sigue todo. I just sort of put words together, and then I'll go to Dracos and I'll say I have this idea for a song, and then I'll kind of sing to him sort of how I'm hearing it in my head, and then he'll write around that. Or the other way is that he'll come up with sort of a new riff or something and play it for me, and then I'll just loop it and I'll just listen to it over and over and over and over and over. And as I listen to it, words start to, like, the first thing that comes is the cadence, like, how do you want to sing, at what part do you want to sing, and what part are you going to be quiet. And then once you have like a feel for how you want it to go, then it's just a matter of putting the words together and going from there. So I would like to do that with in Spanish language too, but it's difficult. It's very hard. For me, Spanish language is maybe a little bit easier than maybe for others, but one of the things that that sometimes can be silly is when you have bands where English is not their first language, and they write songs in English and they say things that are a little odd, and you say this don't really make sense and so much. So, and I don't want to be that guy writing lyrics in Spanish. So we will see, maybe.
Oh, that's great. And well, was it difficult to record an album and then find a label and broadcast to the world?
No, only because, like I said, I had spent so many years on the label side. Like I knew all that. I already worked for most of the labels in the scene, so they already knew me. And in fact, the whole thing that sort of gave me the confidence, in a sense, to kind of move forward with this project is we were doing a show at a club in New Jersey called QXT's that was Grendel and an Aslan faction. So two, old school bands. This would have been in the early 2000s, and during sound check, Grendel had sort of done his sound check, and he was finished, and I went up and I grabbed his microphone and I just started screaming into the microphone, and the record label, his record label guy, was at that show, and I worked with him already, and afterwards he came up to me and he said, if you can give me something that sounds like that, I will sign it right away. And I said, maybe I should give you something that sounds like that.
Yeah, I know. Well, I like a lot your music. To be honest, I have listened for the first time this week, and I was like, oh my god, what is this band about? And to be honest, it has far exceeded my expectations because it's really amazing. And how have you become interested in this music? I mean, because there are different genres in all over the world, but why this?
I don't know. I think I was maybe not so happy when I was younger, I think at the time when I was sort of first becoming exposed to this music, we were sort of all first becoming because it was kind of happening right then. Like I'm talking like the late 70s, post-punk was just starting. And so, I remember going and buying Bela Lugosi's Dead on 12-inch the week that it came out on import at my record store, and I had no idea what it was. I just thought the album cover looked really cool, and I knew it was going to be something different. And I took it home and I put it on, and I was just like, what is this, And there was no benchmark. There was no other Bauhaus then. There was nothing to really compare them to.
No,
so it was so new, and I thought, man, this music, it's beautiful, but it's also sad. And life is beautiful and sad. At least my life certainly was at that time. And I thought that this was something that sort of drew me in. It was very Latino Escola. It was something about it that just kind of like attracted me. And then ultimately, but there weren't not very many of us in my area, people who listened to punk or alternative. It was not common then. And then when I went away to La Escuela Secundaria, is when I met other people who dressed in black, and I said, wow, it's like family. I never felt more like I fit in as I did once I met other people who were in this scene. And it's still the same, and we're all broken. Anybody who's in this scene is definitely broken. But we sort of fix each other, by creating that family. There's a lot of people that don't have a good relationship with their biological family, or maybe went through some really rough things and found new family here in the scene. And so it's important. It's still important. All these years later, it's maybe the most important.
Yeah, I know. Well, you are from New York?
Yes.
Have you visited the CBGB?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh,
for
yeah,
sure.
really?
Yeah. Many times. Of course, it's no longer there anymore, but many times. We used to do parties, occasionally shows at CBGB's, but CBGB's also had in an adjacent space what was called CBGB's Gallery, which was a smaller venue sort of downstairs, and we threw quite a few parties in that space.
Oh, so you are part of that generation.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah, I was fortunate to see a lot of clubs in New York City that are not there, and to work in a lot of like the Limelight and Palladium and the Building, and just venues that Tunnel, that are long gone, but Twilo, you know, that were in the late, well, even before, in the early 90s, all through the 90s, really. That was it's a very different scene than what it is now.
It's completely different. Yeah. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
No, thanks to you for your music. I wish you the best and just keep doing this amazing job.
Right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Rex. Hello, here we are with one of the best singers I have ever heard my whole life. And he is...
Is that me?
Yeah, of course it's you.
Hi, I'm Henrik from Namnambulu.
Yeah, okay. Welcome to Orus Mexico.
Thank you very much. It's nice to have us. It's nice to be here.
Yeah, I know. Well, can you tell us when have you started your musical career?
Well, my musical career basically started with Namnambulu. That was 2001. So that's like 16 years ago.
Oh my God, so good. Great. Okay, can you tell which are your musical influences?
Once again, sorry I didn't hear you.
Musical influences.
Well, I'd say, of course, Depeche Mode, Elegant Machinery, Key the Vaz, and also Frontline Assembly, Nitzerev, many classics, Psyche also, so there's like many bands that from the time. So, yeah.
Well, how do you compose your music? What do you do? I mean, your creative process. How do you compose a song?
Compared to what? Sorry.
How do you make music?
Well, basically, Bazi is the guy who's responsible for the music production. He does the composition and everything. So basically, he'd start off with an instrumental version of a song, which he normally sends over to me by mail or Dropbox or whatever. And then I'll go listen to it a few times and come up with idea for the lyrics. Sometimes he already has a melody for the chorus and everything in place. And sometimes he has even some dummy lyrics, some like nonsense that I try just to get the hang of the music, listen to it, and then I put the lyrics on top of that. And I'd sing it and send it back to him.
And how have you decided to sing?
Well, how did I decide to sing? It was actually a coincidence, because Vazi, we were working together in a bank at one time, and I've never been much of a singer, but I used to sing like other people do in the car to songs they know. And that time we had a radio on, and there was a song by Depeche Mode, so I sang along with this song by Depeche Mode. I don't know which song it was though. And he figured, maybe we could do something together.
That was the best idea.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's when we decided, okay, let's try something, because he wasn't into this kind of music at all. He wasn't into the gothic music or electronic music. He was doing like house music, dance music, more than that. So I introduced him to what I'm listening to, and figured, okay, let's give it a go. And that's how it all started.
Oh, that's great. Was it difficult for you to find a label or to record an album?
Actually, that was pretty smooth, because the first album, Blind, we did on our own, which was 6 songs. And I think we started producing it in 2001. By summer 2001, the EP was finished and pressed. And I think we basically 2 or 3 months later, we got signed with Infected Recordings. So that was like this. So we were quite lucky in that respect.
Yeah. Is this your first time here in Mexico?
It's the second time.
It's the second?
Yeah.
What was the previous?
2014, also the Orus Festival here in Mexico. So yeah, basically a different venue, but still the nice people.
You are the star here.
What star? No, I'm not the star. Nah.
I really appreciate your voice. Your style is like, wow.
Thank you very much.
So do you think that you can send greetings to Uta Radio?
Let's see.
Uta Radio.
Uta. I can do that. Okay, well, hi everybody out there listening to Utah Radio. This is Henrik Iverson from Namnambulu. Hope you enjoyed the show and have a good time. Keep listening.
Yeah. Okay, thank you so much for this time,
No problem.
really. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
So, okay. Hello, this is the Orus Fest Mexico 2017, and you are?
I'm Krishan, actually in a bunch of bands like Rotersand, and here for working for Nachtmahl am Hotel, Namnambulu, Frost plus my Reaper.
Yeah, really?
Yes.
How long have you been with them? I mean, how long have you been following them?
I guess for ages. But I guess I'm working for them, I guess for 2 or 3 years now, so.
Yeah? So I guess...
It's funny.
So can you share us your experience with this? I mean, with them, how many times have you seen them on stage?
As I'm working for them, I've seen them tons of times. I guess. I wouldn't say uncountable, but I guess each band roughly 30 times or something. So.
Yeah. And is this your first time in Mexico?
No, it's actually my 5th or 6th time.
Yeah, so you come, I mean, you must travel with them very often, right?
Yeah. So I've been 2 times to Orus, been here with VV Nation in 2007 and I guess 11 or something. And I've been DJing in Tijuana, I guess in 2010.
Yeah.
11, I don't know.
So do you like this music, right?
Yes.
How long have you been listening to this music?
From 2003 on, actually.
Yeah?
Yes.
So what you used to listen to before?
I was actually a techno producer before, so I worked with Felix the House Cat and a bunch of those American guys.
Yeah.
And then, however, went into this darker music thing. So.
Oh, that's great. So, do you like the things that you do with these bands? I mean,
yeah, it's fun to travel around, and most of those bands are really nice guys, actually.
Yeah.
So it's kind of relaxing touring with underground bands instead of touring with mainstream pop bands. So everything is more familiar and everything is kind of closer together. So you're not working with pop bands is like working in an office, but there's music playing at a point. So working with underground bands is more like a familiar Boy Scout experience. So travel around the world and do stuff, which is amazing, which I'm very thankful for that I can make a living out of it. So.
Yeah, well, thank you. Will you like to say something to the fans of this music?
So hopefully, as far as I know, next year there won't be an Orus Fest, but I hope there will be an Orus Fest in 2019 again, because it's an amazing festival. And the promoters and the organizers are doing an amazing job.
Yeah.
So they need to do it again. So I hope it's just a break.
Yeah. Well, danke schön.
My pleasure.
And I tried to find some songs that fit into the techno tracks I'm playing, like hard bass and these like hard techno tracks I'm playing, and the industrial songs I'm playing. And I needed some songs to make a bridge, a musical bridge between that. And I played these, and so I wrote a few tracks to link these two styles together, and these tracks became more and more popular on the dance floor with the people. So a lot of people say, hey, you should like make this a regular musical project, and that's how Nachtmahl was born, and I'm doing it also for 10 years.
To be honest, I mean,
this is the part where it gets dirty.
Yeah, let's be honest.
Oh, y preguntas caliente.
Oh my God, no way. No, we're not going to.
Okay. Who first? So is yours as bad as mine?
Sonia first, Thomas first. Who first?
Yeah, ladies first.
Bands you don't like in the festival.
Yeah, but be honest. I mean,
be honest.
Bands that you don't like very much, or that you would like to criticize.
You didn't know it existed.
Actually, not, because I'm normally not so much into people in general. So, so I yeah, some of them I really don't know, so I.
Or what about a band? A band, I mean, that you know that
You don't
like,
hate.
a band that you hate.
You know what? Come on, now's the time.
I have a band that I hate.
Yeah, but you're trying to make question wine right now.
Hate is a huge word. I don't like
I hate it. Dislike, man.
Yeah, dislike is so like.
It's really hard to.
Na, come on.
I hate eagles, for example.
Nein, aber
Ja,
wie war es ja? Was du Kroat findest, teilweise.
Ja.
Ja. Teilweise gibt es schon richtig Kroat.
I'm not sure. Ach so.
Warte, wie Kroat.
I'm not sure at the moment, to be honest.
Sonja loves everybody. She's a hippie.
No.
Oh!
Yes. No,
So
Sonja is so little concerned with other people that she doesn't have time for hate. Sonja, die gustan todas.
Well, but another band that you may not like it, because I do not like the Eagles. I hate them.
Eagles?
Hotel California, I hate that song for God's sake.
Nickelback.
Yeah!
We could all agree on Nickelback.
Oh,
Yeah.
Everlast.
Everlast.
Space in a computer